Hey, what's going on, guys? You're watching Epic Pokemon TCG, and in this video, guys, I got a deck profile for you, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Buzzwole Zygarde deck. So if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and get ready to use your imagination. So let's go ahead and get into it. Starting off, guys, we have 3 Buzzwole GX, one of the newer cards out of Crimson Invasion. Probably my favorite. I think Buzzwole is a really cool card. It has the attack Jet Punch for 30, and then basically just do 30 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And it has Knuckle Impact for 3 Fighting Energy for 160, and this Pokemon can attack during your next turn. And then you have Absorption GX, which is 40 for each of your remaining prize cards. And again, that is 3 Fighting Energy. So pretty much Buzzwole, for the most part, is just a Pokemon that you can throw down a single energy on it, maybe throw down a Choice Band, Fighting Fury Belt, just something like that, and just kind of dish out a decent amount of damage. The second attack is really good. Throw like a Strong Energy and a Choice Band, or Fighting Fury Belt, whichever one, and just do some high amounts of damage. It just really reminds me of Landorus EX, which was one of my favorite cards, like pretty much just ever. So run 3 of those. Buzzwole, really cool. Looks like Larry the Lobster from SpongeBob to me. I don't know why. That's just what I always see, but got 3 of those. Pretty much my favorite card from Crimson Invasion. Next up, we have 2 Zygarde EX. Now, Zygarde EX is a card that hasn't really seen too much success. I mean, it's been around. But it has Lance Pulse for 20, and if there is any Stadium card in play, this attack does 20 more damage. And then we have Cellstorm for 60, heal 30 from this Pokemon. And then we have Landras for 100. So again, just a Pokemon that doesn't take too many energies and can just hit for a high amount of damage. Pretty cool there. These two, like literally their synergy is they are both fighting types. And they take low energy to do some cool stuff. And pretty much the idea behind this deck is to just use fighting Pokemon, do some damage, extremely straightforward. And we're also going to throw in some disruption because we have a 2/2 Garbodor with garbotoxin. As long as a tool is on Garbodor, no abilities. So that's pretty cool. So you can kind of sit there and hit your opponent's Pokemon for a decent amount of damage, shut off their abilities, and just go from there. And we got some more stuff to kind of play around with as this deck progresses. 3 Tapu Lele GX. 3 Tapu Lele GX, just in here for Wonder Tag. You can't attack with it, but Wonder Tag is going to allow you to search your deck for a supporter whenever you play down Tapu Lele from your hand onto your bench. And then, of course, we have Energy Drive 20 for each energy attached to both defending Pokemon. Pretty solid attack. Now, guys, what I need you to do next, I need you to close your eyes, get ready to use your imagination, because this next card is going to be Espeon EX. So basically, this is just going to be in here for the Miraculous Shine attack. And pretty much what it just does is it devolves all of your opponent's Pokemon and puts the highest evolution into their hand. I think I remember that correctly. But yeah, basically that is just going to be because Buzzwole and Zygarde are going to be hitting for a decent amount of damage, and with all these high HP GXs running around, it's going to take a few shots to knock them down. So if they retreat it and they send up something else, you can probably hit that. Just a really cool way to get a cheap prize for 1 colorless energy, and I realize this is an Espeon GX. I've been using this as a proxy because I don't have an EX. I thought I did. I don't know what happened to it. But yeah, this spot is Espeon EX, not Espeon GX. Just keep that in mind, guys. So next up we're going to do is take a look at the supporters and the trainers and whatnot. Starting off with 4 Professor Sycamore. I don't really need to go into too much detail on why that's in here. Same within. But something I really like is you can abuse Acerola in this deck because of the fact that, well, Zygarde and Buzzwole both have 190 HP. It doesn't take too much energy to get them going, and they can probably take a couple shots unless they do, of course, Face Grass and Psychic, which are 2 very popular types right now. Just going to throw that out there because, you know, this is a thing, and, of course, you also have, where's it at? This 2 running around. Just to give you guys a couple examples, you know, these 2 are running around. But, yeah, just really cool way to pick them up, kind of deny your opponent a prize. And also, if you do use Buzzwole's Knuckle Impact, it can attack. So if it's damaged or your opponent just responded with some damage, Acerola, pick that up, put those energies back in your hand, and start slapping them back down. So Acerola can't be abused in this deck. It's a really cool card. Just really fun to play around with. Next up, we have 3 Guzma. You can kind of just bring up stuff. Like, let's say you hit something, they retreat it, and you don't want to quite use Espeon yet, so you can just kind of Guzma it up again. Or if you want to hit something very specific. Jesus. If you want to hit something very specific, you can just bring it up and hit it. You guys know what Guzman does. Also, of course, it gets you around that Knuckle Impact effect there. So that way you can put Buzzwole back onto your bench. Pretty cool there. We have one Bridget just to kind of get your field set up. You can grab Buzzwole, you can grab your Trubbish and such. You can't really utilize this with Zygarde, but I don't know. Like, I know Fan Club is a thing, but I would rather just have the Bridget, honestly. It's really up to you, whichever one you want to run. 2 round supporters, just in case you might need to hit a little harder. You never know when that 20 damage might come in handy. Trainers, of course, we have 4 Ultra Ball, pretty standard. Just allows you to search out your Pokemon, and if you have a Tapu Lele in your deck, it is a guaranteed supporter. Pretty nice there. Next up, we have 4 Fighting Fury Belt. This is going to bump the HPs of both Buzzwole and Zygarde up to about 230. Yeah, 230, I believe. So that's pretty cool. Just lets them be a little more tankier, and of course can help your Acerola plays be like a little more frequent because they can kind of take some more damage, which is really cool. If you prefer Choice Band, go for it. Next up, we have 4 Flowstone. 4 Flowstone just for Garbodor and for Retreat. Buzzwole has 2 Retreat, and Zygarde has 3 Retreat, and you don't want to be paying that. 2 Field Blower just to get rid of your opponent's tools and such, or their stadiums, whatever. Just a nice card I like to have. 2 Enhanced Tamra just to allow yourself to have a little more disruption. This deck, honestly, I had a lot of room because you don't really need to fill up the spots, like the Pokemon spots with evolutions and everything. And so I just decided to commit a couple spots to Enhanced Hammer just in case you might want to discard a Rainbow, discard a DC or something like that. Kind of set your opponent back. 1 Rescue Stretcher. This is really good because it can shuffle 3 Pokemon back in your deck, or you can grab a Pokemon for your discard pile if the situation calls for it. Like, for instance, if you really need a supporter and you have a Tapu Lele, you can grab it with that. Really cool. 3 Po-Town. You don't really evolve except for Garbodor, and if they're sitting there evolving their Pokemon, you can just kind of hit them a little harder. And with some of those Stage 1 Pokemon, if they evolve once and you hit with Buzzwole, that's going to be 60 damage on them, so then Espeon can kind of come up and mess with them a little bit. I know that Wimpod has 70, but just to give you guys a little bit of an example. And for the energy, pretty normal. We have 7 Fighting, and then we have 4 Strong Energy. And it's going to round out the deck. Like, really, in all honesty, there is not much you have to think about when you play this deck. It is just attack, 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 and you don't really need to do much else with, because these Pokemon don't really have too many tricks. They just kind of hit, and you go from there. But that's going to do it, guys. I think my camera is about to die, so if you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and this is Epic Pokemon TCG, signing out. Take care, guys.